Hey, what's up, all my wrestling fans? It's me, Josh, right here on the Sports Fury, and this is my 2017 Extreme Rules review. Now, I'm going to start this review off with the first match on the card, and that was Dean Ambrose defending his Intercontinental Championship against The Miz, who was being accompanied by his hot-ass wife, Maryse. Now, this match had a very odd and stupid stipulation to it. At an Extreme Rules pay-per-view, the stipulation was that if Dean Ambrose were to get disqualified, he loses his title. What? How fucking stupid is that? An Extreme Rules pay-per-view. But, yeah, my first thought was, why doesn't The Miz just have Maryse attack him? And, boom, there you go. Miz is now new Intercontinental Champion. But, anyway, this match got off to a very boring and slow start for me. And I think the audience was fucking bored too. I don't know about you guys, and this may be a very unpopular opinion, but Dean Ambrose has been really wearing thin on me as of late. I've just been really bored with his matches. And, you know, and this match had a few missed opportunities. At an Extreme Rules pay-per-view, you had a situation where the padding of the turnbuckle was taken off. Dean Ambrose was about to slam The Miz's head first into the unpadding fucking turnbuckle, but he had to stop himself because if he didn't, he would have gotten disqualified. This is an Extreme Rules pay-per-view. Get extreme! Damn it. But anyway, eventually The Miz ended up doing what I thought he should have done, which was I felt was pretty obvious. He turns to Maryse and tells her to slap him. And she does, and this was in the hopes of getting Dean disqualified. But the referee was pretty smart to it, and he noticed that what they were trying to do. So he gets Maryse, and he bans her from the ring. Tells her to go to the back. And so she starts making her way to the back, and The Miz attempts again to try to get Dean disqualified by tossing Dean Ambrose into the referee, which sends him to the outside, and the referee is pissed. And he starts contemplating whether or not to disqualify Dean. And Dean, he's trying to plead his case to the referee. And while he's doing that, and his attention is diverted, The Miz applies the skull-crushing finale onto Dean Ambrose, pins him for 1, 2, 3, and gets the win. And now Miz is a 7-time Intercontinental Champion. And I couldn't be happier. Because, like I said, Dean Ambrose, he's been pretty damn boring to me as of late. And The Miz, and again, this may be another unpopular opinion, but I think he's very underrated as an entertainer and as a heel. I think he's one of the best heels in the company, and I'd rather see him be Intercontinental Champion than Dean Ambrose. He's much more entertaining. So I'm very glad he won, but the match was pretty slow and boring for me. So that's my thoughts on that. Next up, we had the mixed tag team match with Rich Swann and Sasha Banks going up against Dar and Alicia Fox, who I cannot stand. I can't stand Alicia Fox. She's one of the worst wrestlers ever. I mean, to call her a wrestler is a fucking sin. She's so annoying. I can't stand her. But yeah, there was a couple of standouts in this match. Sasha Banks, she climbed the top rope and jumps off the top rope to the outside and hits Dar with a double knee. That was pretty cool. Rich Swann hits the Phoenix Splash on Dar for the win. And yeah. Now, a lot of people thought that Sasha Banks was, I guess, being punished by the WWE by being in 205 Live, angle and stuff like that, and being on a match involving 205 Live. But I don't see it that way. I see it as a compliment to Sasha Banks because she's very popular. She's a great wrestler, and this was the WWE's attempt to elevate 205 Live by putting Sasha Banks in a 205 Live angle. So I see it as a compliment to Sasha Banks as opposed to a punishment or a step down. And she'll be back in the women's championship title scene soon enough. Right after that, we had a promo from Elias Sampson, who was in the middle of the ring with a guitar, serenading the Baltimore audience with a song that started off with its first line as Baltimore is bathed in filth. This guy cut an awesome fucking promo. I thought it was great, and I can't wait to see more of him. So pretty cool. Next up was another weird one. Bayley versus Alexa Bliss in a kendo stick on a pole match. Who the hell booked this shit? Vince fucking Russo? Kendo stick on a pole match? What? And this was so stupid because they both go reaching for the kendo stick. Bayley reaches out for it. The kendo stick falls to the ring. They both fall to the outside. They both try to go reach for it. Bayley gets it first. She chases around Alexa Bliss, and she ends up hesitating to hit Alexa with it because she doesn't want to resort to that style. But ends up costing her because Alexa Bliss ends up picking up the kendo stick, beating the hell out of her, and ends up getting the win and retains the women's championship. And I'm thinking this whole situation, this whole thing was so stupid because my initial thought was that the first person to get the kendo stick would be the only person that could legally use the kendo stick. Wouldn't that make much more sense? That's what I originally thought, right? But when Alexa Bliss started using it, I'm like, well, if anyone in the match was able to use it, then what was the point of putting it on a pole? What the fuck is happening? Just so stupid. Both of them, especially Bayley, deserve a better match than this. This was terribly booked, and it was just dumb. Just so stupid. WWE, what the hell were you thinking? Don't ever do that again. Next up, we had Sheamus and Cesaro going up against the Hardys for the Raw Tag Team Championship in a steel cage match. Now, this match was pretty damn good. It started off really good. Matt and Jeff Hardy really used the steel cage to their advantage. They've done this quite a few times. And I really like the double drop kicks by both of them on either side of the ring, hitting Sheamus and Cesaro. I thought that was pretty cool. But the way this match worked was that both partners had to get out of the steel cage and land their feet on the floor, whether through the door or climbing over the top. So if just one of them does it, that leaves the other guy still left in there with the other two guys, and that was the only way to win. Both of them had to leave the ring. There was no pinfalls or anything inside the steel cage. But Jeff, he ends up climbing the top rope, climbing over the cage, and he's done. He's out of the match, leaving Matt Hardy alone with Sheamus and Cesaro. Now, Matt Hardy ends up hitting the side effect on both of them and tries to escape the first time, but ends up getting caught up by them, and they brought him back into the ring, and they hit kind of like a double razor's edge on Matt Hardy, and I thought that was pretty fucking sweet. And eventually Matt Hardy was able to find his way to try to escape again, but once again he got caught by Sheamus and Cesaro, who hit the white noise on Matt Hardy from the top rope. That was fucking awesome. And then after that, Jeff Hardy, he's trying to make his way back into the steel cage, right? He's trying to get through the door, but Sheamus wasn't having none of it and hits him with a bro kick, who fucking lays out Jeff Hardy. And but eventually Jeff Hardy was able to make his way into the steel cage. He climbs to the top of the steel cage and hits a whisper in the wind on Sheamus and Cesaro. That was fucking awesome. And towards the end of the match, Sheamus and Cesaro, they end up climbing the cage to escape over the top. And while they're doing that, Matt is trying to drag Jeff outside of the steel cage through the door. And he's trying to beat Sheamus and Cesaro from them hitting their feet first. And it was almost a photos finish, but Sheamus and Cesaro, they hit their feet first. They become new tag team champions of Raw. And you know what? I thought this was a fantastic match, and I liked the ending. I liked the ending, and I liked that Sheamus and Cesaro regain their titles back. I like them as a tag team, and I think this feud will continue, or we may see the Hardys win it again sometime down the road. So I'm fine with Sheamus and Cesaro winning the titles. So, yeah, I liked it. Next up, we had Neville versus Austin Aries for the Cruiserweight Championship in a submission match. The only way to win this match was through submission, but I don't think anyone told the ref that, because at one point they were in the outside of the ring and the ref started counting. I'm like, what the hell is he doing? The only way to win this match is through submission. But anyway, towards the end of the match, Austin Aries, he fucking hits the Sunset Powerbomb on Neville, and then he applies the Last Chancery on it. But Neville was able to use his lower body strength to get out to the outside of the ring. But Austin Aries reapplied the Last Chancery to Neville on the outside. And Neville actually taps. He taps out. But because they're on the outside and not inside the ring, it doesn't count, right? Which I think is ridiculous. It should have been, you know, anywhere. Anywhere, a submission match, well, where the guy can fucking tap anywhere. It's Extreme Rules, right? But I don't know. So they had to break it up, and they had to go back into the ring. Neville eventually hits the Red Arrow, puts Austin Aries in the Rings of Saturn, and gets the win. And I was like, what the fuck? I was rooting for Austin Aries to win this match, and I was for sure that Austin Aries would have won, right? This is their third match, and I thought Austin Aries was going to finally get the big win. But he didn't. And after the match, the camera kind of like goes in on Austin Aries, and he kind of gives this fucking look, and it was fantastic. That look said everything. So I was kind of fucking confused and dumbfounded that Austin Aries didn't get the big win. But at the same time, I'm kind of glad, because I want to see him out of the cruiserweight scene, the championship scene, go on to something new, start feuding with guys on Raw, or hell, even put him on SmackDown, right? That would be fucking even better. But yeah, Austin Aries deserves better, and he'll go on to bigger, better things. So Neville retains his title and remains king of the cruiserweights. Next up, finally, the main event. Roman Reigns, Bray Wyatt, Samoa Joe, Seth freaking Rollins, and the return of Finn Balor to pay-per-view. He hasn't been on pay-per-view since SummerSlam of last year, when he got hurt. Now, this match had like what? When it started, I'm like, oh shit, there's like plenty of time left in the pay-per-view. It was like an hour or something like that. But they used a lot of time on the entrances. I don't know. That shit took like, what, 15, 20 minutes it seemed? But anyway, once it started, fucking Seth Rollins, Balor, Bray, Samoa Joe, they're attacking each other all on the outside. And Roman Reigns, the big dog, he's standing in the middle of the ring just by himself, kind of pacing around. I'm like, why the hell isn't everyone just attacking the shit out of Roman Reigns? But this match was fucking great. I can't say this enough. This match was awesome. And it only, as the match progressed, it just got better and better and better. Let's see. Bray Wyatt and Samoa Joe, they were teaming up a lot through the match, and I thought their chemistry was fantastic. They were fucking beating the shit out of everybody. At one point, they used the steel steps, and they were just mowing everybody fucking down. That was great. I really liked that. And eventually, they ended up turning on each other, and Samoa Joe ended up beating the shit out of Bray Wyatt. But yeah, things started finally getting more extreme. Finn Balor, he ends up beating the shit out of Bray Wyatt. He lays him out on the fucking announce table, and then he ends up getting attacked by Samoa Joe. And then from there, things really got fucking going, because Roman Reigns spears Samoa Joe and Finn Balor through the barricade. Holy shit! And then right after that, Seth freaking Rollins, he climbs to the top rope. Bray Wyatt is still laid out on the announce table, and Seth Rollins hits the fucking frog splash from the top rope to the outside on Bray Wyatt, lays out the announce table. Fucking awesome. I mean, holy shit. And now Roman Reigns and Seth Rollins are the only ones left standing. They get into the ring, they have a stare down, they start squaring off, and they start fucking exchanging blows. And then, at this point, everyone started getting their fucking licks in. I mean, this shit was fucking really fucking red hot. I'm thinking at this point, who the hell is going to win this thing? My guess at the beginning of the match was Finn Balor, right? Because his return and everything. But really, I'm like, man, this is fucking awesome. Anybody who wins this match, I'm with it. This is fucking awesome. And then, Roman Reigns, he hits the most brutal Superman punch onto Finn Balor. I thought he collapsed his goddamn face in. It was brutal. But Finn Balor fucking recovers, and he ends up hitting the coup de grace on Roman Reigns. And then Finn Balor, he's going for the pin. I'm thinking, oh, this is it. Here we go. But out of nowhere, Samoa Joe interrupts the pin and puts fucking Finn Balor in the coquina clutch and wins. Samoa Joe wins the Fatal 5-Way and becomes the #1 contender to go on to face Brock Lesnar for the fucking championship. Holy shit. I didn't see that coming. Fucking Samoa Joe was the last guy I thought would have won this match. But he wins it, and now we're going to see Samoa Joe versus Brock Lesnar for the fucking title. Holy shit. This is going to be a brutal fucking match. I'm so glad. I was going for Finn Balor in the beginning, but I'm with this, man. I really like this. I think Samoa Joe versus Brock is going to be fantastic. It's going to be fucking brutal, and I hope Samoa Joe wins that shit, so that way we can see the championship every fucking week on Monday Night Raw, and not fucking with Brock Lesnar for wherever the hell he's at, right? We don't see the title. No, I want Samoa Joe to win. So I'm very glad Samoa Joe won. And it was a goddamn great fucking main event. So, Extreme Rules 2017. We had 2 title changes in the pay-per-view. And pretty much all the heels, except for Sasha Banks and Rich Swann, all the heels won the rest of the matches, which I thought was pretty interesting. But Extreme Rules 2017 started off really slow and stupid, but finished pretty damn strong, I thought. Even though I thought Austin Aries should have won that match at Cruiserweight. But it was a pretty strong finish to the pay-per-view, especially with that main event. So, I would give Raw a 7.5 out of 10. And I think that's a pretty damn good rating from me, considering I don't really like the Monday Night Raw pay-per-views. SmackDown, I think, is just so much better. And I thought this was a very solid Raw, so I'd give it 7.5, 8 out of 10. For me, that's really damn good. Like I said, slow start, but finished very strong. So, those are my thoughts on 2017 Extreme Rules. I want to hear you guys' thoughts in the comment section down below. Hit that like, subscribe if you haven't already, share this with your friends. And we'll see you in 2 weeks in the next pay-per-view. I can't wait. Oh, man, this is fucking awesome. I can't believe Samoa Joe fucking won. Oh, that's pretty fucking cool. Alright, guys, I'll see you.